Right, 17 February 2025. And today I'll start by apologizing for yesterday. So yesterday I traveled and I had said I was going to make a video later during the day, but unfortunately time did not permit me to do so in other engagements. So today I want to unpack what's happening. I know many of you were awaiting my update on what is going to happen, as we are in the middle of a transition. So we're in the middle of a big transition in Zimbabwe, where Mnangagwa is going to step down and a military-led process is going to take place. So you must understand that the next process that is coming is going to be underwritten by the Zimbabwe National Army. So what you're going to see is going to be carefully planned, and it is going to be done in a way that is not reversible. So the things that you're seeing now are not reversible. What is happening now is step by step. And I'm going to unpack for you the steps. As I've been saying, look at the bigger picture. Do not look at the details. Do not look at the players. The players can change, but the bigger picture remains the same. The bigger picture is that between today, or where we are now, 2025 and 2035, is a transitional period. And then between 2035 and 2040, that is when you're going to have your next government. So people who get excited about small developments must remember that there is a bigger picture where the Zimbabwe National Army is going to look at all these processes and is going to lead what is happening. So Mnangagwa has failed. He has failed the Zimbabwe National Army. They put him in place so that he can become a leader and reverse everything Mugabe had done. But Mnangagwa has failed. So the Zimbabwe military has agreed to remove Mnangagwa, and that is where we are right now. The Zimbabwe military has said Mnangagwa must go, and whatever happens afterwards is going to be a process, and that is the process that is taking place right now. Yesterday, Mnangagwa returned. He arrived in Zimbabwe, and you'll see that behind him, there is Valerio. So Valerio is standing right behind Mnangagwa, and you're going to see this going forward, that Mnangagwa is going to be closely guarded by Valerio Sibanda at the back. All the generals are in it. So there is no general who is on one side and another general on the other side. So all the generals are on one side, and all the other people that are speaking, for example, Anna Mary Muliswa and Anna Jenfan, they're just talking. And what is happening right now is happening behind closed doors, and that is in the barracks. That is where the planning is taking place. The structure that is going to come out is going to be solid. You're going to see a new structure coming out in one day. So whatever you're going to see when the announcement is made is going to be quick, and it's going to be one structure that has already been planned behind the scenes, and you're only going to see the output or the outcome of all those things that are happening behind the scenes. So as we speak, the processes of setting up a new structure already started. And this started way back when I told you that on 13 December, the military generals met in Manicaland when Mnangagwa was out of the country. This is when this whole thing started. The generals came together and they made a plan, and that plan is just being implemented. And on this day, Chiwenga and the generals met, and this is the day when Mnangagwa came back, and he came back on the same day. So he didn't spend the whole day. I think that was in Botswana, when he went to Botswana for a day. And Chiwenga was in charge, was the acting president at that time. That is when this meeting took place. So the outcome that is going to be revealed will result in Mnangagwa stepping down, and the stepping down of Mnangagwa is going to happen through a protest. So this, remember I told you there are two options, either a protest or Mnangagwa getting arrested. So the military has chosen, and they've chosen a protest. So I'm going to show you an audio from a statement that has been read online from some sources that I have. And what they say that is that there's going to be a protest. So a protest means Mnangagwa is going to leave office through a protest and is going to be replaced by his deputy, Chiwenga. So let me repeat that. So there will be a protest, and after that protest, Mnangagwa is going to be replaced by his deputy, Chiwenga. And I think that is the line, how it works in ZANU PF. If the current president is removed, the deputy will take over. If Mnangagwa was to resist and refuse to leave, then there will be an arrest for all those charges that were read out by Geza. And that is the more difficult option. That option will require SADC to accept it. It will require AU to accept it. And it will require all the other international bodies to accept that Mnangagwa has actually been arrested for a crime. And that is why it is very difficult. If Mnangagwa does not voluntarily step down, this is very complicated for the guys in the military. And they are trying to avoid a quick move. That is why you're seeing a delay. The delay that is happening now, because you don't make an announcement 20 days ago and you say we're going to have a removal of Mnangagwa, or Mnangagwa step down, and then you just go for days, for 30 days. It makes no sense, and it's very dangerous. So the delay that is currently being experienced is because there is a negotiation taking place for Mnangagwa to step down voluntarily. But that stepping down won't be just him walking on a stage and stepping down. It must be shown that the population is against him. And you're going to see that on Friday. On Friday is a key day because there's the National Youth Day celebration. And this National Youth Day celebration is going to take place in Bulawayo at Baba Foods Stadium. So watch very carefully what is going to happen at Baba Foods Stadium on Friday. And that is an event where Mnangagwa is going to preside over this event. A lot is going to happen here. And that will be your first day of whatever is going to happen. Either Mnangagwa agreeing to step down or refusing to step down, resulting in the military intervening or going into another scenario or going another direction. So Friday is a key day. You're going to see Mnangagwa stepping down here. Or if he doesn't step down, things really breaking down on Friday. So Friday, a key day to mark 21 February 2025. The next key day is 18 April 2025, which is Independence Day. I expect that by this time, all the processes will be done. And we should see the inauguration of Chiwenga on the 18th of April. So if everything goes as I think it will go, then on the 18th of April, you're going to see the inauguration of Chiwenga as the new president of Zimbabwe. So in terms of what has happened now and what I've said, this means this is internal to ZANU PF. What is happening now is internal to ZANU PF. It's got nothing to do with opposition. The war veterans, what they would have preferred was an NTA in which many different players would become part of the new government, with people like Chamisa playing a part, with people in the opposition. I've heard many names that have been given to me playing a part. But this is not going to happen. The military has chosen a direction, and you will see as we go, the military guys don't want to go the NTA route. They want to go the stepping down route, in which ZANU PF will maintain its position, but Mnangagwa just leaving, and the rest of the guys around him, like Wikno, they're going to leave. However, the current structure where ZANU PF is in power is going to stay. They do not intend to put other people, because they don't think the problem is ZANU PF. They think the problem is Mnangagwa and the people surrounding him. So you're going to see a government that is still a ZANU PF government. You're not going to see an NTA coming out of this whole process, because the problem that has been pinpointed is Mnangagwa. So between Friday and the 18th of April, that is another period of transition where Chiwenga will eventually take over as the president. So Chiwenga president by 18th of April with a new team. People like Opam Chinguri. You can see that Opam Chinguri has totally gone out of the picture. You can see that Kembo Mohadi is closely walking around with Chiwenga now. So let me show you. Kembo Mohadi has been walking around with Chiwenga. He is moving to the new team. Look at his flag, his Zimbabwe flag over there, Kembo Mohadi. Kembo Mohadi is known and he has read the Times and he understands Kuti. This is irreversible. So Kembo Mohadi is probably going to be retired. He's going to leave this office. He's very ill and I don't think they will keep him here. So the people that you're going to see here is probably someone else. And I'll try to come up with some names. I'll try to give you some permutations as time goes on. But at the moment, I don't think Kembo Mohadi can stay here because the people that are surrounding Mnangagwa are unhealthy. They're not adding value. They're just bootlickers over here. A lot of ministers, politicians, and prominent people have already left Zimbabwe. So I want to repeat that again. A lot of politicians, ministers, prominent people have already left Zimbabwe. They've put their families away. And if you're a politician, if you're a prominent figure, for now, for this month of February, just find yourself a place to go, book a hotel and relax somewhere away from Zimbabwe because things are going to go down very, very soon. So many other people have already done it. If you check the profiles of prominent people, most of them are not hanging around Harare this week, especially between Friday and the 18th of April. You should be away from Zimbabwe. A lot is going to happen and you may not know how it ends out or how it ends up. What is going to happen in between this period is very unpredictable. In terms of the ED 2030, yesterday, there was a big push to go into the provinces and say, let's do ED 2030, but they've backtracked. So people like Muliswa here, they're now saying that there's no third term. They're saying that it's just, they were just talking about the third term. And Jennifer, they're now talking about changing the constitution. So the bulk of the people who are supporting ED 2030 are no longer supporting ED 2030. They are slowly realizing that this is not going to work. But there is an attempt to try to keep talking and appear as if everything's normal. But you will see that this is going to collapse by Friday when Mnangagwa makes the actual announcement. Whatever Mnangagwa is going to announce on Friday is very big. You're going to see that announcement. It's game-changing and it's life-changing. In terms of Chiwenga, yesterday, Chiwenga, I think that was yesterday, you saw this on Mini. So if you go to Mini Valois Facebook, she posted Chiwenga being blessed at the church. So Chiwenga getting blessed here yesterday. This man is now accepted across the board as the next leader of Zimbabwe. You can see it within ZANU PF, outside of ZANU PF. There is no one who has a doubt what is going to happen to Chiwenga. Chiwenga is going to be the next leader of Zimbabwe. It's just a matter of time. And it's a matter of calculating how that is going to happen. And this is all going to be underwritten by the Zimbabwe military. You know that under the Zimbabwean law and from judgments from the past, it is allowed for the military to intervene. The judgment that was put out said the last intervention by the army was legal. So whatever is going to happen now is going to be legal. There is precedent to say that a president can be put into place through intervention by the army. So if the protest takes place, you're going to see the army supporting the protest. It's going to happen. It's going to be big. Whatever protest is going to take place, and you're going to see Mnangagwa stepping down one way or the other. Even if he stages the fight back, it's going to be a stepping down at the end of the day, and there'll be a new president who's going to be Chiwenga. So between now and 18 April, big development is going to take place, and the military playing a very key role in it. People like Geza, when this is all done and dusted, they're probably going to be in positions like Minister of War Veterans or something like that. Is going to play a role. And Anox, they're eventually going to get into government. So all these guys that you saw actually making the announcement, they're going into government. War veterans are going to get a payout. There is going to be a payout for war veterans. Again, this is a new round of payouts going into the war veterans. The new director of the CIO, Fulton Mangwanya, this one is going to, it depends on what he does now. You see how quiet he is. He hasn't said a word. Mutamba, very quiet. He hasn't said a word. So in terms of the key things that are happening, the people that were not there at this meeting is Mutamba and Mangwanya. They were not there at that meeting. They are just going to be brought into line. If they are not in line, you're going to see them being thrown out. But I don't think that is their objective. And I think that the guys in the CIO that I've talked to and the guys that are in the police that I've talked to, everyone is quite agreed that Mnangagwa is no longer having any support. Mnangagwa no longer has anyone on his side. And what you're going to see now is just the way out. Because Mnangagwa is SADC chairman, they have to be careful. You cannot just remove Mnangagwa, like throw him out. So they are going to slowly deal with this situation in a typical military fashion, which is a systematic plan. When they go into battle, they always go with the outcome. What is going to happen in the end, and what are they trying to solve? How do they maintain that position so that it's not reversible? That is where we are right now. Right, I think I've covered this 16 minutes, and as you can see, I'm just about to travel again. So let's look at some news. I want to quickly look at news. Frank Buyanga, and this story is in the Newsday newspaper, has been hospitalized. So he's in jail, but he's now gone to hospital because he's very, very ill. And I expect that when Chiwenga gets into office, Buyanga is going to be released. So many people that were arrested by Mnangagwa will be released. And I'm expecting that within the next 2 months, Frank Buyanga is going to be out. The Mnangagwa family caused the arrest of Frank Buyanga, and they're keeping him in jail, in South African jail, through their political connections. Buyanga is offered 12 million so that they allow him to get out. But the South African authorities have refused. He has written to President Cyril Ramaphosa, but President Cyril Ramaphosa has not responded. And this is because of pressure from Mnangagwa, personal pressure over the son that Buyanga has got with one of the women in Zimbabwe who is in love with Mnangagwa's son. So this situation has been ongoing since 2022, but I expect that Buyanga will now be out. One of the richest people in Zimbabwe is probably a billionaire in property. And also, if in the beginning, he was a funder to Chiwenga. So when he went into Zimbabwe and there was a gunfight, I did tell you about this when it happened. He was then arrested at the airport through Interpol. So I'll let you guys know what happens within a few weeks. They are in the process of releasing him, or he's in the process of seeking release. In South Africa, once again, the How train has been blocked by sand. So this is the most expensive borehole drilling that has ever happened in South Africa. A guy drilled a borehole and went right through the How train tunnel. And as you can see, the sand here on the floor, and the How train is not operated since Saturday. So I hope that they've cleared up this situation and the train can move. Very, very dangerous borehole drilling situation that took place last week. And this is something that is trending right now in South Africa. The train cannot move because someone drilled a borehole above here, resulting in sand seeping into the tunnel and the train being blocked from moving. President Hakainde Hichilema has returned home from the AU session. You can see him being saluted there by the generals. Compare this with that, and you can see that Valerio Swanda is not wearing his uniform here when he received Mnangagwa. He is not here in his official capacity. And look at President Hakainde Hichilema. Did you see that President Hakainde Hichilema does not shake anyone's hands? This is because of poisoning. These guys are poisoning each other like crazy. Presidents, prominent people, they don't shake your hand anymore because I don't know who is giving this poison to these guys, which people are smearing on each other as they greet each other. So most people are no longer shaking hands. And it's very strange because our culture requires people to shake hands, but people are just now not doing it. You will never see him shaking a hand of anyone. That's crazy. And let's see if there's anything else. Sekuru Masuka has been awarded or recognized as a best agriculture minister. So let's see where that statement is. Not Shamisa. I'm talking about this statement here. That is being awarded the Global Award for Agricultural Excellence by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. So that is Sekuru Masuka, the best minister in terms of Mnangagwa and his people. But I have a feeling that once there's a change in government, Sekuru Masuka might be removed, as I expect the whole cabinet of Mnangagwa to be removed very soon. As soon as Mnangagwa is gone, this whole cabinet is gone, you're going to see some very prominent military people inside the new government that is coming under Mnangagwa, and you're also going to see a lot of war veterans. We're going into a season where these guys are taking over up to 2035. So you're going to see a very different government up to 2035. But it's not going to be a government of corruption. That's what you can see. The military is going to try very hard to build up the structures. Then let's see if there's anything else. I want to now take you through some newspapers. So let me take you through a H Metro newspaper. And there is a very sad story over here in the H Metro newspaper. So there was one guy who died here. So the TikTok star who was in an accident when her husband died has spoken out, and you can go and check out this story here. 5 months after accident which killed her husband and mother-in-law, she speaks out. So go check out that story. And then businessman bush water backfires very badly. Businessman pounced on him while he was having water with his girlfriend in the bush. So guys, don't do it. Don't go to the bush. Someone was eaten by lions in Kariba while they were doing it, and you will probably get damaged if you keep doing it. So don't do bush stuff. Find a better place. And then let's go to the Herald newspaper and see if there's anything here of interest. Herald newspaper, one of the best newspapers, most highest circulation in Zimbabwe. Let's see what they're saying today in the Herald newspaper. And I'm going to share with you the newspaper here. I see that they've published very good. The Chronicle guy is woken up. He's no longer delaying. So I'm very happy with you, Chronicle guy. You've done a better job now. So he's saying dialogue key to end DRC conflict. And in the picture there, you're going to see Mnangagwa having a private meeting with Daniel Chapo of Mozambique. And the reason why Mnangagwa is having these private meetings is he's communicating what's happening to all the SADC presidents. In the past week, he has met President of Zambia, Hakainde Hichilema. He has met Chapo, and you remember that he was in Tanzania where he's met all the other presidents. So you're going to see, remember this, that the two guys were not there. So Hakainde Hichilema and Chapo were not there. He's going to meet President, I'm expecting that he's going to meet President of South Africa, Ramaphosa, very, very soon, within this week. So I'm expecting another meeting as he communicates what's going to happen, because he's SADC chair. So the removal of Mnangagwa has got implications that go beyond Zimbabwe, and it has to be communicated properly. This is what you're going to see. You're going to see an attempt to manage this transition and for Mnangagwa to go out with dignity. So he's going to try to go out with dignity. Let's see if there's anything else of interest here. If there's anything, I'm going to post it out at the end of the day. So let's see what has happened to Mnetsi. Mnetsi has had a painful EPL debut. It was painful for the Warrior Vice Captain Mnetsi and Zimbabwe Large after they were defeated. So they were defeated on his debut. I don't know if that is painful. That's soccer. You win or you lose. It doesn't mean good if you lose. It's painful. Losing is part of the game. Right, I think I've covered everything here. And I want to now look at the pictures. You can clearly see Mnangagwa with Chiwenga over there. And you're going to see Jen Fan and Uyo Mangwana, Nick Mangwana. So everyone went to welcome Mnangagwa. And what you're going to see is that they've all removed their scarves. So let me show you what has happened. So everyone has removed their scarves here. So look at the small things here. So that is on the receipt of, on the arrival of Mnangagwa, that is Chiwenga, Mohadi over here. And then you're going to see Kuti. All these guys don't have their scarves with them. Normally they wear those strange scarves. You also see Mchangwa over here. And they all went to welcome Mnangagwa on his return. And then you obviously remember that I showed you Valerio Swanda without his uniform here. So a lot is happening. And then now let's just recap what I said and look at the comments. We said that Friday is a critical day where there's going to be the National Youth Day celebrations event in Bulawayo. And this is the event at which Mnangagwa is going to make his first statement on stepping down. You're going to see that on Friday, leading up to 18 April 2025, where I expect Chiwenga to be inaugurated on Independence Day. So I'm expecting that by 18 April, Mnangagwa will be inaugurated and this whole process is going to have finished. However, this is an internal ZANU PF process. It's not an NTA. The army does not favor an NTA. They don't see Chamisa as someone who's got a constituency. They see him as someone who's got support, but not a constituency. So we are going to see Chiwenga taking over and ZANU PF continuing in office, and they will attempt to fix the situation with Chiwenga as the president, not through an NTA or a National Transition Authority. That was rejected. That is what had been agreed or what the war veterans wanted. But the war veterans are going to be managed and they are going to see just the replacement of Mnangagwa at the top and his ministers. So look forward to a very eventful next 2 months. Very, very eventful March and April, starting on Friday, where there's going to be the announcement of Mnangagwa stepping down. Now, let's look at the comments. What's going to change? Mnangagwa is going to go. People are not going to be killed on the street, and your economy is going to change. The SADC chairman must resign. Yes. You just heard out best newspaper. What I smoke in Zimbabwe. I said most circulating in Zimbabwe, not the best newspaper. And because of Mve, Mve, yes, if you don't take Mve, you're missing out. Urukutungwa nemasalad. And then kana chiri chokwadi chirikutaurwa, I will make you CNN investigating correspondent for Africa. So CNN is it's not like Zimbabwe. And then we need NTA here. Nkoma Shadrack, the army has rejected the NTA. They just want to remove Mnangagwa, who they see as the problem, but they are not going to have an NTA at the moment. It's going to go through the demonstration process and not through the arrest. An NTA will require the arrest of Mnangagwa. That is what will need to happen for the NTA to happen, because he has to be accused of a crime. He has to be arrested, and then after that, you have the NTA. So that's not going to happen. You're going to see a call for a demonstration, after which protest, you're going to see Mnangagwa stepping down, or a negotiation, after which Mnangagwa is going to voluntarily step down, which I doubt is going to happen, and which I think will be suspicious, because then they'll be asked, like, what happened? Why did Mnangagwa step down? And that question would then make it less legitimate. So people are probably going to be sent onto the street, and you're going to see Mnangagwa stepping down in humiliation, after which ZANU PF is going to appoint Chiwenga. Right, so I think I covered everything. I've gone for 30 minutes, which is my ideal time. And I would like to thank you all for watching. Now let's do some announcements. The special from Mve is ending today. So if you make your order today, you're going to get 2 packets for 1. That is only for UK and Harare and Bulawayo, those 3 places. Because on Friday, we ran out of stock. South Africa, there's no more special because the price is too low. So I'm not going to give you the 2 for 1 special because your price is already too low. So if you're in UK, USA, New Zealand, Australia, Harare or Bulawayo, 2 for 1, don't miss out. And do not buy the other stock from strange places. Buy stock from Zimbabwe, which is made in a factory which I've personally inspected and which is accredited. If you buy from other places and you experience anything, don't ask me because I don't know where you're buying. So buy only Mve from our factory or from the people that I'm representing. So this is the only legitimate number to buy from. And today the 2 for 1 special ends. Unfortunately, because the orders are so big, some of you are going to experience some delays. But by Friday, everyone will have their supply. In Harare, in Bulawayo, the stock is there. In Harare, the stock is there. But if you're in the UK, you might experience a slight delay because there are so many orders coming from there. And if you're not using Mve, it's your own problem. It's your own problem. Urukutongwa nema salad. Victoria Falls and Harare programs, housing projects, please WhatsApp me on this number. All you need to do is pay, then you get a contract. $1,000 with the 1,000 people, Harare Newtown Fund. Be part of it. If you're not part of it, I don't know how you're going to make a house. And then let's see the last comment. And then Mkoma last one, you're just speculating with wild imagination. Come Friday, nothing will happen. If nothing happens, the soldiers are going to get killed. So Mkoma last one, let me tell you what has happened. A whole president has been told to step down. The guy who told him to step down has not been arrested. And he's inside a military barracks. If they allow Mnangagwa to come back, the whole military command, starting with every general, is going to get killed. They will be accused of treason. This will never happen if things were not underway. So it's not a reversible process. So it's only a matter of how long this is going to take, but it's underway. Mnangagwa is going to be out. You think you are talking about too much. You are taking, okay, I think you want to say, I think you are taking too much Mve. No. I don't take too much Mve. I also take from mangranet. Iyo. I am going to start giving that. So next month I'm going to give this to some guys, especially guys in Harare who don't have it. I'm going to give this to you for prostate. Right, I think I've covered everything and you are clear of what is happening. The process is underway. It's irreversible. Mnangagwa is going to step down by Friday during the National Youth event in Bulawayo at Baba Field Stadium. And then between that time and 18 April, you're going to see the inauguration of Chiwenga, likely on 18 April during independence celebration, and a new government. A whole bunch of popular people, ministers, MPs, councillors, have already left Zimbabwe and are watching events from outside because they're not clear what is going to happen. If you're still there, if you're still in Zimbabwe right now, it's your own fault if something happens to you within the next 2 weeks, which are going to be very hot. And Mnangagwa has lost influence. He is no longer in charge. And watch very carefully what happens, because that is where we're going to next. The removal of Mnangagwa and the replacement of his government. The president being Chiwenga, who's going to be inaugurated within the next 2 months, and the new ministers who are going to include a whole lot of war veterans and army, and very little of the opposition. Chamisa is not going to be in this thing. You can mark my word, Chamisa is not going to be in this thing. Chamisa is going to be allowed to run his party, but he's not going to be part of this thing that is happening now. Right, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again if anything happens during the day, but if nothing happens tomorrow morning. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and a good day to you all.
Anno pura meso, anno pura nzeve, anno kaya marigi. Kama kwe doti komu,